spent this week going through some articles by vaccine addicts, snowflake scientists, and people with their heads in the sand who refuse to believe anything other than what is told to them by their government-pharmaceutical overlords. For today, the final and third article, I want to take a look at a report that is emanating directly from a government-pharmaceutical overlord, the World Health Organization, or WHO. It's a doozy. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm going to explain the title of this video at the end. Make sure you stick around for that. The WHO generated an absolutely beautiful, stunning 44-page mini book called How to Respond to Vaccine Deniers in Public. The suggestions in this book are based on psychological research on persuasion, on research in public health, communication studies, and on WHO risk communication guidelines. Notice this booklet is specifically for responding to vaccine deniers in public. I'm assuming they have another PSYOP booklet for responding to vaccine deniers in private. That's what I call having a budget to work with. Maybe they have a booklet for responding to vaccine deniers in jail. Dare to dream. They kick things off in the intro by explaining that vocal vaccine deniers do not accept recommended vaccines and are not open to a change of mind no matter what the scientific evidence says. This is hilarious. I'm not sure if they actually believe this or the people reading the report are expected to be idiots. Vocal vaccine deniers, which I guess they had some PC police review saying they couldn't say anti-vaxxers for some reason, but anyway, vaccine deniers are all over the map. Some of them would prefer their children skip vaccines that are recommended but unnecessary. Horror! Some of them don't want any of them. No matter what they believe, I can guarantee you this. Most of the affluent, educated, intelligent idiots who are denying vaccines, whatever the level, didn't pull their decision out of thin air. They didn't do it because of what Jenny McCarthy said. They didn't do it because of what Andrew Wakefield said, or didn't say. I know these guys make easy scapegoats for blame, but most anyone denying vaccines researched this stuff for months. They put their foot down and probably lost 2 doctors and a best friend in the process, despite what the government recommended. I'm sure that doesn't make you feel good, but you are wrong about who vaccine deniers are. If you can't even figure out who we are, then how are you supposed to manipulate our beliefs? They do follow up with some more definition around vaccine deniers. The vaccine denier has characteristics that are similar to religious and political fanatics in that he or she adheres to a belief that is impossible to challenge, whereas challenge is the fundamental tenet of scientific progress. I don't know what to say here. This just shows the incredible chasm we face. Impossible to challenge? We are challenged every time we open our mouth. We read and research the stuff to back up our claims every day. So what if we don't blindly accept on faith an edict from an invisible group of people that dictate their beliefs to us from on high like you do? We are as far from religious and political fanaticism as you could possibly get. The chasm, it's just too wide. I think sometimes it really is. There's a little section in here about how to protect yourself. I'm not sure why health officials need to protect themselves, but evidently people don't take it too kindly when you threaten to kidnap their children if they don't comply with their plans for your kids. Over the top, not to me. Anyway, this little blurb was just too good to pass up. It says, and this is about protecting yourself, your mind stores thousands of pieces of information which it uses to warn you that something is wrong. Trust your instincts, and when you feel uncomfortable, get away from whatever situation you are in. You will only know if you were wrong if you ignore your instincts. Is it worth the risk? I can't help but notice the complete irony of all the parents of vaccine-injured kids who would tell you this same exact thing about vaccines, verbatim. Trust your instincts when you feel uncomfortable? Yes. Get away from whatever situation you are in? Yes. You will only know if you were wrong if you ignore your instincts? Is it worth the risk? No. They are speaking to you, mothers of planet Earth. Listen to your instincts. If it feels wrong, it probably is wrong. This is a fairly interesting report, but the cover is more telling than anything inside. I can't help but look at the sad, sad title of this report, How to Respond to Vocal Vaccine Deniers. Without thinking about all of the other medical procedures no one gives a second thought to. Surgery, anesthesia, antibiotics, blood transfusions. Sure, we try to avoid them if possible, but can you imagine if the WHO had to make a booklet on vocal surgery deniers or anesthesia deniers? I mean, think about where we are for a minute. We're finally coming around on medicinal marijuana. I mean, it's taken years and years of idiots and morons insisting there were tangible health benefits, while getting nothing but hate the entire time. Now look how far we've come. And think about other modern medical treatments you see nowadays. Leeches are purposefully being placed on human bodies in hospitals by medical professionals because their anticoagulating chemicals are being used to reestablish blood flow to reattach fingers and toes. Maggots are used in hospitals by medical professionals to help clean diseased wounds. Fecal matter is being transplanted from healthy patients into the unhealthy guts of others in an attempt to replenish damaged gut flora. And this is all happening right now, all over the world. No one's forcing anyone to do this. People are asking for it. There are no compulsory laws or threats of taking away your children. Leeches, maggots, and shit are being used voluntarily as medicinal treatment in hospitals all over the world. But for vaccines, we need laws, threats of violence, and a 44-page psychological operation booklet on how to persuade? Doesn't that say something to you, people? Doesn't that give you a hint that maybe, just maybe, something is wrong? We've given vaccines a fair shake, wouldn't you say? We've been trying them for over 200 years now, and they're getting worse, and we're getting sicker. We're not afraid of maggots or shit. Yet the world's affluent and educated parents are refusing vaccines more than ever. Doesn't this make you think maybe they're onto something? Maybe they did their research. Maybe they looked a little deeper than the CDC and Mayo Clinic and saw some things they weren't comfortable with. If you haven't taken a look yet, I would. And that is my incredible opinion.